As the Los Angeles Chargers get closer and closer to the start of the regular season, one of their most important pieces is slowly making his return from an injury. Running back Najee Harris, who injured his eye in a 4th of July incident, has resumed drills and is trending in the right direction towards a return to action. Spending the first 4 seasons of his career with the Pittsburgh Steelers, Harris signed a 1-year deal to return to his native California this offseason and will prove that he can be a major impact for the Chargers as he looks to earn a long-term deal. If Harris is able to return to the Chargers in time for the regular season, a running back tandem of Harris and Amarian Hampton could wreak havoc for the rest of the league. Harris's injury. During the July 4th holiday, Harris was celebrating at an event when a mishap with fireworks led him and several attendees to suffer minor injuries. The eye injury that Harris sustained was considered superficial and is nothing that is expected to keep him out long-term. But during a time when Harris is competing for a starting spot while trying to earn a big contract, missing time is not ideal for the former Alabama superstar. Najee Harris was present at a 4th of July event where a fireworks mishap resulted in injuries to several attendees, Harris's agent said in a statement via ESPN. Najee sustained a superficial eye injury during the incident, but is fully expected to be ready for the upcoming NFL season. Harris was spotted doing drills off to the side at August 12th's practice, and while he was not taking part in any of the team drills, doing any sort of workout is major progress for Harris. But head coach Jim Harbaugh recently said that there's a chance that Harris will not be ready in time for the team's regular season opener in Brazil on September 5th against the Kansas City Chiefs. Harris's role with the Chargers this season. Harris has played in all 17 games since entering the league in 2021 as the 24th overall pick and has recorded over 1,000 yards in each and every season. However, only averaging 3.9 yards per carry in his career, Harris has not fully lived up to expectations, which led to him not being retained by the Steelers and signing a 1-year prove-it deal with the Chargers. But after the Chargers invested the 22nd pick in Hampton this year, Harris will be in a timeshare for carries and will look to show that he can still be an impact player. Overall, during his time with the Steelers, Harris played and started all 68 games, carrying the ball 1,097 times for 4,312 yards and 28 touchdowns. In 3 playoff games, he has 30 carries for 83 yards and no touchdowns. 10 players recorded 100 receptions in the 2025 season. As offenses have taken over the NFL game and the season's length has expanded, the 100-catch plateau has become an annual milestone for the game's best. That wasn't the case before Lionel Taylor, however. Taylor hit 100 catches for the American Football League's Denver Broncos in 1961, becoming the first player in the AFL or NFL to hit the mark. Taylor, a 4-time All-Pro and a trailblazer as an NFL assistant coach, died on August 6 at the age of 89, the Broncos announced on Wednesday. Following an outstanding playing career, Taylor was a longtime assistant, beginning as receivers coach with the Pittsburgh Steelers, winning 2 Super Bowl rings with the franchise as he guided the Hall of Fame careers of Lynn Swann and John Stallworth. He was also a groundbreaker, as he was the NFL's first black offensive coordinator when he took on the Los Angeles Rams OC job from 1980 to 81. Taylor played for the Chicago Bears, Broncos, and Houston Oilers in a career that ran from 1959 through 1968. He was a star with Denver, though, playing for the squad from the franchise's first season in 1960 through 1966. Taylor was a 3-time AFL All-Star and led the league in receptions 5 times, including his landmark 100-catch campaign in 1961. He was a member of the inaugural 1984 Broncos Ring of Fame. That 1961 season saw him produce 1,176 yards and the then all-time single-season receptions record in 14 games. From 1960 through 1965, he was one of the AFL's elite players, averaging 84.7 catches for 1,070.7 yards and 7.2 touchdowns per year. All told, his career saw him record 567 receptions for 7,195 yards and 45 touchdowns. You are unable to interact with this content due to your cookie consent choices. You can enable cookies in the footer by selecting Cookie Settings. After hanging up his cleats following the 1968 season with the Oilers, Taylor became the Steelers' receivers coach in 1970. He was part of the staff that helped Pittsburgh to wins in Super Bowl IX and X. He took on the same position with the Rams until he was promoted to offensive coordinator for the 1980 season. He would later coach in the college ranks, taking on the Texas Southern head coaching job from 1984 through 1988 before returning to the NFL as the Cleveland Browns tight ends coach. Thereafter, Taylor joined the World League of American Football, which would become NFL Europe. Taylor served as the London/England Monarchs offensive coordinator and eventually head coach. In 2024, Taylor was one of 15 recipients of the Pro Football Hall of Fame's third annual Awards of Excellence. For a decade, he was a standout on the field, and for nearly 30 years he coached the game, leaving an indelible mark. Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers are both motivated to do whatever it takes to win the Super Bowl in 2025. Rodgers has made it clear that this is his last season in the NFL, and Pittsburgh has done everything they can to put themselves in a win-now position. However, head coach Mike Tomlin had to address an injury before the season even got underway. Steelers HC Mike Tomlin make huge Aaron Rodgers injury announcement, breaking. Aaron Rodgers' injury scare does not seem to be a major concern for the Pittsburgh Steelers. A Steelers teammate inadvertently stepped on Rodgers during Tuesday's training camp practice. Staffers iced and wrapped his right shin, which appeared to get mildly scraped, but head coach Mike Tomlin downplayed any cause for concern. "He just got stepped on," Tomlin said, per The Athletic's Mike DeFabua. "It was nothing of any significance. He finished his work." Rodgers quickly returned to practice after getting his leg treated. DeFabua observed that Rodgers was moving a little bit gingerly and flexing his leg between snaps, but he resumed the offense's first-team reps. It's also worth noting that it wasn't the left Achilles he tore to start the 2023 season. Everyone will still be on extra alert when it comes to a 41-year-old quarterback. Rodgers joins the Steelers for his 21st and potentially last season following 2 years with the New York Jets. Rodgers kept Pittsburgh waiting before signing a one-year deal in early June. Tomlin recently admitted to former Steelers safety Ryan Clark that he knew something before the NFL draft, which may have influenced the team's decision not to select a quarterback until Will Howard in the 6th round. Tomlin explained why his discussions with Rodgers made him confident in the quarterback's motivations to keep playing in 2025. "All he wants to do is win. All he wants to do is have fun within the game," Tomlin said. He wanted to be a component of the process of development for young players. "Everything that we talked about through our conversations in the spring, I'm watching him live out right now in this training camp setting. I believed it when he said it, but it's fun to watch it play out. I think that's why I was excited. That's why I was comfortable." The 4-time MVP replaces Russell Wilson and Justin Fields to lead a Steelers offense that hasn't ranked higher than 23rd in total yards since 2018. Rodgers was one of several splashy offseason moves for an organization aiming to end an 8-year drought without a playoff win.